Colossians 1:15, the Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. Skeptics often use Colossians 1:15 to argue that Jesus is a created being because he is called the firstborn over all creation. However, this verse, when understood in context, affirms Jesus' deity and his preeminence over all creation, not his origin as a created being. The image of the invisible God. The phrase image of the invisible God, Greek eikon tou theotou aoratou, declares that Jesus perfectly reveals and represents God. The word image, Greek icon, does not imply a copy or lesser being. Instead, it signifies exact likeness and essence. Hebrews 1:3 reinforces this by stating, "The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being." Jesus is the visible manifestation of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. The term firstborn, Greek prototokos, does not mean Jesus was created. In biblical usage, firstborn often refers to rank or preeminence rather than birth order. For example, Psalm 89:27 describes David as God's firstborn, though he was not the firstborn in his family. This title indicates supremacy and authority. Similarly, Jesus is called the firstborn over all creation, to emphasize his sovereignty and preeminence as creator. Jesus as creator. The context of Colossians 1:15 clarifies Jesus' role as creator. Colossians 1:16 states, "For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him." Only God can create, affirming Jesus' divinity. Jesus' eternal nature. The broader testimony of Scripture confirms Jesus' eternal nature. John 1:13 declares, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Through him all things were made." Jesus is not part of creation. He is its source. Question: if Colossians 1:15 describes Jesus as the image of the invisible God and the firstborn over all creation, how can skeptics deny his deity when Scripture declares him as the Creator, Colossians 1:16, and the eternal Word, John 1:1-3?